Welcome to the Y Factor. Today we are presenting PS1. How jarring did that sound? Going slow as per one's own space and then suddenly picking up something without any coherence. That is a movie in summation for you. Mounted at a lavish scale, super budget by Laika, based on the famous book Maniratnam's epic dream project, as he has publicly mentioned it. It is genuinely visible that this is his labor of love. What an all-star cast. Chiyaanvikram, Aishwarya Rai, Jairam, Sarathkumar, Prakash Raj, not to forget the lovable Karthi, Trisha, and who's not. I mean, it seems that everybody in the industry has got some role in this film. The problem is, the sum of it all doesn't add up. It's like assuming, and I'm giving a very relevant example which I'm sure majority of you will understand or relate to, is Lord of the Rings. Imagine Lord of the Rings, we knew from the beginning it was a trilogy and there were 5 different stories working on it. Hobbit trilogy, we knew from the beginning it's a trilogy but there were 5 different stories working on it. The current one, Amazon Rings of Power, again we know it's going to lead to one epic battle and then multiple seasons on that, but there are 5 different stories working on it. Imagine if those 5 different stories would be linear, the one after the other. So by the time the 4th characters, the dwarves or the elves, come into play, you're already either invested in the other one or you're too disinterested in the first one. That's what ails PS1 according to me. Imagine PS1 का entry is very late in the movie. Wondering why. And that's why I feel the editing is very poor. The war scenes are average. Cinematically, Varman has done a brilliant job. But the choreography is average of the war scenes. They look as if they're putting in too much of an effort. The editing of the war scene also is very average. So in a jiffy, they're mounting up the entire battle scene and suddenly the battle is over. So you don't get any gratification of seeing a good fight. And then the story jumps from one to another. I think they should have called it PS1 Karthi. Because honestly speaking, he's the one who moves the story forward. We see the story from his perspective to a certain extent. And he and Jairam, the 2 people, Jairam's voiceover done by Manoj Joshi, are the stars of this Hindi film, the Hindi version that I saw. Manoj Joshi takes this cake, man. He's brilliant in his voiceover for Jairam's character. And Karthi brings an X amount of city slickness, stylishness, flirtatiousness with every heroine that he meets and he falls in love with, so-called. That is good. But then Chiyaanvikram's characterization is very poor. Aishwarya, from the big minute go, you know, because they are trying to show her as Cersei Lannister, and then she has some multiple things playing in the background. Prakash Raj is okay. Nasir is wasted. Maybe in part 2 he might have a bigger role in a flashback story or something. Jairam Ravi as PS1, too late to shine in the film. Honestly speaking, by the time his role takes up on screen, you've lost interest in the movie. And so on and so forth. And it's very aimless. Nowadays it's become a standard thing, a voiceover about this. So because you want to make it a pan-Indian thing, so Ajay Devgan gives a voiceover. They're assuming that the audience is very intelligent, which is very good cinema. But at times, not that everyone has read the book, so it becomes difficult to understand where Rashtrakuta is. You need to find out, okay, it's a combination of Karnataka, Andhra, and Maharashtra. So the battle is going forward. Because they keep talking Kanchi. And that, from a layman perspective who hasn't read the book, one feels ki, okay, where are they headed? Why is this happening? And so on and so forth. I presume they went to end it like Bahubali and KGF with a cliffhanger for episode 1. But the cliffhanger was very predictable. Both the versions. Means point 1 and the end credit scene also very predictable. We've seen so much of it now. But I don't blame Maniratnam because he had started work in 2019 when all this was just coming into play. Fine. Aishwarya's facial reconstruction keeps on showing repeatedly. So I guess by the time movie ended, she finished her things in PS2. You might have a completely different look on her face. Too good, too bad, I don't want to comment. Overall, PS1 is a very taxing film. It is not satisfying as a cinematic viewer. Bahubali took its time to build. You felt at times that there was some cringeworthy moments in part 1, but still, once he reached Mahishmati, the story took off on a different tangent. Here, the takeoff doesn't take place fully because nobody is taking off. Overall, I would give the movie for effort and intent and the build up 2.5, but it doesn't have the Y factor. Wait for it to come on OTT and then see it. Do like and subscribe to our channel, and please follow us on Instagram and Twitter.